Oh, hey there, and welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. Now, in this episode, we are going to take this siding off, some of this siding off, and then we're going to put Hardie siding on, and then we're going to paint the whole house, and then we're going to put in a new front door and a new back door, because that's truly amazing. Now, I used to live in this neighborhood. I used to live right over there. Show them, Alan. Right there. But then I moved to Canada.
Thank God.
Yeah, and the neighbors thank God daily. Now, speaking of thanking God, have you guys ever done anything stupid? Because I certainly have. And I feel like just saying I'm a stupid person, I do stupid things all the time, is not enough. I feel like I need to prove myself to you guys. So here's yet another stupid thing that I did. Are you ready? The other day, we're working out on this property that we're going to build a house in Cleveland. I get some poison ivy, right? But I don't know I have poison ivy yet. It's been a long day, and I get home, I'm like, I just need to lay down for a minute before I take a shower, which I never do, but I did. Then the next day I'm like, uh-oh, I got poison ivy. Then I was like, uh-oh, it's probably on my sheets. So then I'm like, I gotta wash my comforter, my sheets, blah, 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 whatever. So I put everything in the wash machine and I leave for the day. And I come back and put it in the dryer or whatever. I'm like, yeah, we're good. And I take it out of the dryer and I put it on my bed and I'm like, this thing is covered in stains. Like, these sheets are covered in stains. It's disgusting. Like, I know I'm a dirty guy, but I'm not this dirty. I'm like, what in the world happened to my sheet? I'm about to buy new sheets. This is horrible. And so then I'm like, whatever, I'm tired. So I go to bed. And I'm laying there in bed. I'm like, this smells an awful lot like detergent. And then I realize my washing machine never went. I just put detergent all over my stuff and then put it in the dryer. So if you're wondering, John, are you an idiot? Yes, I'm an idiot. Now, one last thing before we go and get started. That is that sometimes I think that you feel the need to like fight with somebody. But before you fight with somebody, walk a mile in their shoes. Because then you'll be a mile away and they won't have your shoes. Oh, hey, so I'm here at Home Depot, which I love, but I want to tell you about some parking lot etiquette that nobody seems to understand. Okay, so, hey Terry. So this is pro parking. Sorry, that's pro parking over there. This is loading area, okay? So let's say that you like have a truck or a trailer and you want to get a forklift to load you up. That's what this is for. There's an SUV, there's a Lexus. Not proper etiquette. None of these people are loading anything. They're just clogging up the way. So then you can't get your cart through here. And then if you want to really load something, you can. Be nice. Oh, hey there. So, as you can clearly tell, it's been about 28 minutes. We got the front door in and the back door in. We got the knobs on. We got everything spray foamed. We're waiting for that to dry, and then we're going to cut all that stuff out. Also, we took this off. We sided this with Hardie already, and we're getting ready to put this Hardie up over here. So, magical. Now, I want to talk to you about something that nobody really ever talks about, and I think it's very important. What is it, Alan? That's right, gluttony. All right, now, gluttony can be several different things. I think most obviously is like you overeat. And let's be honest, that's a self-control issue, which I think that everybody in America has, because even the skinny ones of us, like you go over to another country and they're like, why are you so fat? And you're like, shut up, I have a thyroid problem. So now I think you guys know that I have a serious problem with gluttony, and so my answer to that is to not have any food in my house. But otherwise, I'd be like just, fistfuls of ice cream, just stuffing them in my face while I what's another gross thing people would eat? Butter, just ice cream in one hand, the butter, just double fisting it all in my mouth. That's just, it's a gross thought. And then I would be like, why do you weigh 572 pounds? I'm like, that's my left leg. Anyway. Gluttony, as I'm sure you realize, is kind of disgusting. But it's not just from food. I mean, we can overindulge in, any number of things. And I think we know that we do that. So, people are like, I don't have a drinking problem. I'm like, when's the last time you went a week being sober? And they're like, a week? I don't think I went a day. I'm like, so you have a drinking problem, okay? You do. And you're a glutton about it, right? Because you can't go without it, and you can't just stop yourself at one or two or whatever. You have to have like all of it until you black out or you're a felon, one of the two, your choice. But it's not just that. It's like, drugs and all the things, right? So this is listed as one of the 7 deadly sins, and I think it's important that we acknowledge that. And look, if you want to lose some weight, you got to feel some hunger. And if you want to stop an addiction and all the consequences that come with that addiction, you're going to have to go through some withdrawals, but it's worth it. So do it. And if you want to, I'll help you because I'm not exactly a personal trainer, but I talked to my, what do you call those people? My life coach. And he said that what I need to do, he identifies as she, but whatever. I don't know what to call him. I'm so confused about this. she said that I should start my own restaurant to help people with their gluttony, and it would be called Starvation. It's basically an Ethiopian family buffet, and for those of you that are too young to know what I'm talking about, there used to be a huge famine in Ethiopia, and so they didn't have any food. And so it's like flies in air. Next door, there's an all-you-can-eat buffet, but I'm going to have the flies in the air. The guy next door is all about it. He's like, please send them to your Starvation store. I know they'll walk right out there and come to my place. I'm like, that's legit. We clearly have a problem with self-control. All right, I'm gonna get back to work. Oh, hey there. So it's been 28 moments, and the last time you saw it, we've kind of done some work here, but not so much here and here. But look at this, like magic. Oh, it just puts itself together. I basically sit underneath the tree and sip lemonade, and Alan does all the work, and that's really how it works. So before you guys say something about the color, I'm not gonna mention any names, Kim Hatfield, but let's just say that we're going to paint this. Okay, so we still have to caulk and paint it, but we got one side, you know, one of the bigger sides done. We're about to do another big side. I'll show you that in a second. Now I want you to think about this. A lot of you guys are like, I'm tough, I can handle stuff all by myself, I don't need nobody. You're wrong. You're not tough. You do need people. We all need people. Even the toughest ones of us, we still need people. You know why? Because we're supposed to be the family of God. We're a family. And family, what do? We're supposed to get together. Now, I know that our entire lives, we've been trained to think that families need to like hate each other, gossip about each other, say bad things about each other, you know, hold grudges, be bitter and mean. That's not true. Families should love each other, forgive each other, overlook their differences, and we should hang out with each other. It's important. If you isolate, think about this. If a predator, a lion, a tiger, whatever in the world, is out there trying to catch something, what does it do? It finds the stragglers, the one that's off by itself, the one that's sick, the one that's alone, the one that's old, the one that's young, and it attacks those people or those creatures. So that's what the devil's trying to do to you. He's trying to isolate you so he can pick you off because you think you're tough. You're not tough. So we've been isolating for way too long, not me, other people. Stop isolating. Be around other people. It's good for your heart. Oh, hey there. So we got the other side done, and now we're gonna do this side. Now I know what you're thinking. Black is beautiful, and you're right, but this is tar paper, which is vapor barrier, so it keeps moisture out and lets the house breathe. It's amazing. Anyway, then we're gonna put some siding on here. We're going part way up because we got a meter base here, and then we'll go the rest of the way up once we secure the meter base, because you know, that's how life works. Now, a lot of you guys probably don't realize this, but I've got a band, and it's called 998 Megabytes. We haven't got a gig yet. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. Technically, I think a gig is what, 1,024 megabytes?
Let's say that's almost a gig.
Well, yeah, no, we almost have a gig, but we don't have a gig yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. All we got to do is get some more megabytes, right? Then we get a gig. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. By the way, I'm an exhortationist. Do you know what that is, Alan?
No.
An exhortationist is somebody who exhorts. Do you know what that means?
Who's a what?
Exhorts.
Exhorts?
No! Do you just make up words and meanings? To exhort somebody is to encourage them.
Oh.
And that means you put courage in them. You encourage them, because what a big difference it makes. Like, sometimes you're like, I don't know nothing. I just feel bad about whatever. And you feel like Eeyore. But then what happens? Somebody encourages you, and that one little word of encouragement, you're like, you know, I think I can do it. And that's what I want to do.
I think I can. I think
I can. Oh, hey there. So it's been about 28 minutes. Don't look at the lighting. We've had the lighting change, and I know you're thinking, no, the sun looked different a second ago. Don't think about that. We had the lighting change so that it would look like we had worked and we'd rubbed dirt on ourselves or whatever. 28 minutes, we took everything off, we put everything back on. Done. It's amazing. Now, some of you are like, I want to give up. But don't give up. This is not the end of your story. Right, Alan?
Right.
It's not the end of your story. There's every time that you think this is the end, it can't get any worse, there's nothing else after this, you're wrong. There's something else after that. Hold on, because you're gonna make it. All right. Like, if we gave up now, you'd be like, that looks horrible, and they'd be right. You know, years would pass, they'd be like, they just never finished it, they did a bad job, it's horrible. But if we come back tomorrow, which we will, and then we finish the rest of it and caulk and paint it, you'd be like, that looks beautiful. And you're like, one more day is all it took. Sometimes that's all it is. All right, have some sleep. Oh, hey there. So we put up the rest of the siding, and then we caulked, and we've been painting. And my neighbor, well, the neighbor of this house across the street, my old neighbor, Randy, he comes over here and goes, well, now you can brag about the fact that you have re-sided an entire house, put in the front door and a back door, caulked everything, and painted 2 coats faster than I've mowed my lawn. And I was like, well, Randy, let's be honest. I mean, you have a beautiful lawn that you spend a lot of time on, and I'm a professional professional. So that's all I got. Randy, what's on your heart as far as Good Friday today? You know, it's not just any Friday. It's Good Friday. What does that mean to you?
Means Christ was put on the cross.
So I think we all kind of know that today is the day that Jesus was crucified for our sins, right? I think probably the best story that I heard about this was when I was in Israel, and our tour guide, he took us, we were in Jerusalem, right? And he took us, we were at the Mount of Olives, and we could look down into Jerusalem, and there was Gethsemane, and we looked down to where Jesus was, right? Where he's sweating drops of blood the night before he was crucified. And he said, I'm not a prophetic man, I don't heal people, I'm not an amazing person, but I do believe in God. And he goes, I saw this vision, and it's Jesus walking down, and it was right where we were. He said he's walking down to go be crucified over there, and he had been whipped, and he had been beaten, his beard had been pulled out, humiliated, and all the things, crown of thorns, you name it. And he was carrying his cross, and he fell underneath the weight of it, and he was on the ground, and he said he's just looking down with blood and sweat dripping from him, and he just thought, I can't get up. I don't have anything left in me. I'm done, I'm spent, I can't get up. And then he said, but then I saw a face. He said, Jesus saw a face. And he goes, and it was my face. And he said, but I have to get up, because if I don't, Stan will be lost forever. And it took my breath away. I'm like, because it's right where it happened. And he goes, don't think I'm special. He saw your face too. And that's a true story. Jesus knew, even though he had nothing left in him, even though he had humiliated himself to come down here and be one of us and suffer with us and love us and deal with all of our garbage, and then have the people he was coming to save crucify him and beat him and mock him. And even at that point, he still pressed on, because he's like, I love you so much. If I don't finish this, you won't make it. So that's what's special about today. Not that your answer wasn't right, but that's what's special about today. We're gonna get back to painting. Oh, hey there. So, as you can clearly tell, we've got new Hardie siding up, and we got paint and caulk and blah, blah, blah. We put in a new door, but now we got to put in a storm door. So let me show you. We got the storm door right here, and we just need to cut this thing open. Turn it on. Anybody have a knife? Oh, come on over here, Mark. That thing looks like a meat cleaver. You got anything bigger?
Does that work? Oh, how about this?
Dear Lord, is that a pocket? What kind of a pocket knife is? Do you guys see how big this thing is? Oh my goodness. Does anybody have anything else besides this? Like, is there a medium?
I don't know.
Judah, when did you start walking with a cane, Judah?
Oh, this little thing?
Come over here.
Yeah. I don't know. I just found it somewhere.
You found a cane. Is that a sword?
I don't know. You think it'll work?
I don't know. Let's cut that
Here.
thing open.
Take that. I forgot I got this thing. You're fine. All right, see you guys later. Oh. Hey there. That's embarrassing. So look at this stupid thing snorting garbage up its nose like a drug addict. Ugh. This is what I think. When I think of this and I think of drugs, it's the same thing to me. Like, ugh. You want to put that in your body? Mm-mm. No thanks. 0 stars. Would not recommend. I've been there. I got the t-shirt. Ugh. Mm-mm. All right, so if you're anything like me, you probably think a lot. A couple things I'm thinking about right now. Number A, how many light bulbs does it take to change a person? Well, that's a good question. I mean, you know, there's all these, like, how many people does it take to change a light bulb? But how many light bulbs does it take to change a person? Oh, hey there. So it's been about 28 minutes. We got all the siding done. We got all the caulk done. We got all the paint done. We put in a new front door and a new storm door. And then we did the same thing on the back. And a lot of people love the color. Oh, looks like there's a storm coming. Huh. They shouldn't be the least bit concerned, though, because they've got that new storm door. That'll definitely protect them from a storm. Now, in all seriousness, I think that a lot of times people are like, oh, there's a storm coming, I should be so afraid. You shouldn't. You are safer in the boat with Jesus in the storm than you are not with him in the storm, or at all, even in, you know, good places. And I know you're like, but I've tested Jesus in some stuff, and he let me go through some bad things. That's fine. You know what today is? Today is Saturday. Why is that significant? Because yesterday was Good Friday. Tomorrow's Easter. Now, imagine it's 2,000 years ago, and you're the devil, or one of his demons. Right now, you're having the biggest party of your life because you're like, ha ha ha, we killed the Son of God. We committed deicide. We've done homicide. We've done genocide. Now, deicide. We killed the Son of God. We have won. We're going to take heaven back. That's going to be ours. I'm going to be the king of the whole universe, right? But what he didn't realize is tomorrow, all this stuff you're so happy about, he conquered death and hell. And buddy, you lose. So think about that. You're like, but I'm going through a storm right now. Things are hard right now. I'm not super comfortable right now. Stick around. Wait for another day. Jesus is going to come through. All right, see you guys on the next one. Bye. So, Alan, tell me about this cabinet story. This is funny stories with Alan. Alan used to be a maintenance man at the apartment complex. Go ahead.
So a lady wanted all new cabinet doors, and my manager said, well, just go take some off another apartment. I said, well, they're going to be the exact same doors because they're all photocopied. And the problem was the lady thought the cabinet doors were possessed because one of the knots, she said, looked like the devil.
What was that word?
Knot. The devil.
Got it.
There wasn't anything to eat, man.
This one's going viral.
So what happened?
Should I go get my bubbles?
The whole door was brown, and I was like, man, why'd they paint the door brown? And it was solid roaches. We sprayed that thing for freaking 3 months, man, and we literally 55-gallon bags of roaches we were spraying up. I mean, it was bad.
Oh, yeah.
Hey neighbor, what's going on?
Oh, just getting this bad boy ready for the track.
Bad boy. This thing hasn't run since Reagan was in office.
Hey, man. I mean, yeah, it's missing a tire and windshield wipers and an engine. But check out this interior, though. One of these days, I'm going to find the key to this car. Broom, broom! Let's go! Whoa, maybe not that so much. Huh, hey there. So, today, we are going to rip up this carpet and the carpet pad and this carpet tack. And we're going to take all this garbage out and we're going to lay laminate right in here. It's going to take minutes, possibly more minutes. But we're very excited. Now, some of you don't know what it looks like to be underneath carpet. So let me just show you. You simply take your knife, I'm assuming you have one of these in your back pocket, and then you cut it. So that's pretty amazing. And then there's carpet pad. And then you simply, it's usually got some glue on it, lift that up. It's pretty tremendous. And then there's the carpet tack, which is very loud, so I'm not gonna make you do this, but the way carpet tack works, you'll see it's got these little nails, and they're going this direction, and that's around the whole perimeter. The perimeter is the outside edge. And then when you kick the carpet, then it grabs onto those nails, and then that's what holds it in place. So that's truly amazing. Now, Judah wanted me to tell you that 17% of people actually struggle internally with whether or not they are panda bears. And personally, I don't fall in that 17%, but I feel for people that do. And if you're one of those people, please reach out. I'm here to talk to you, encourage you to not get the panda surgery. I do want to say for the record that pandas are the least racist creatures in the world, and so I applaud that, if that's what you feel like, because they're both black, white, and Asian. And yes, I did say both black, white, and Asian, and that's 3. Because I don't understand things, that's why I say stuff like that. But also, a lot of people don't know that pandas switch genders a lot, and apparently that's a thing in America these days because I don't even want to get into it. I got to get to work. Hey there. So I'm assuming that you've been following along with me, and as I cut carpet, you cut carpet, because, you know, it's in real time, and then so on and so forth with every step. So now you've taken the carpet out, and you probably feel pretty accomplished. I'm assuming that what I did in about 98 seconds that you're going to do in 3 or 4 months, whatever. And you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself right now. You're probably feeling like, I took out carpet, and that's it. It's cute. Okay, so the next step is you got to take the baseboards out. Now, I'm going to show you something, okay? First of all, I'm assuming you have a knife in your back pocket, which I did, and I already cut this. But Then the way to get baseboards off is you get your bar here. This is a super wonder bar because it has this bow here. It's amazing. All right, so you want to get that back behind here. And you want to pry away from the wall. Now, here's why. Is because if I do like this and I pull towards it, I'm going to put dents in there. That's not good. You don't want that. You don't want to like dent up your thing. So rather than that, you just come in here and kind of get behind, pull away. Hopefully you don't do that. But even if you do, that's why I've made comments. Of course, it's going to be difficult while you're watching. So a friend of mine the other day was like, yeah, so I'm trying to grow a family. And I'm like, oh. And he's, you know, a young guy. He's got a kid already, and I guess he's trying to make more. And I'm like, so do you know the recipe? Because I do. And I told him what you need to do is plant some baby seeds, okay? And then make sure that they get lots of water and nutrients and sunlight. And so he planted the baby seed and then put his wife out in the backyard, and he waters her from time to time, and then she tans and stuff like that. And I think that's how they're gonna grow a family. And when I explained that to his wife, she's like, John, what are you, 12? And I'm like, on a scale of 1 to 10? Yeah. We're gonna get back to work. Oh, hey there. So, it's been moments, you know, not even 28 minutes. And I just figure you guys want to see how this works. So obviously we've cut these already, but these are called finishers. And so we're gonna, they're just regular wood, but it's the way we cut it that makes it a finisher. Okay, so we gotta pop it in there and then tap our edge. Okay, so you see how it's got, this is like the groove, and then the tongue is much smaller, right? And so we want to have it's like we want to be like this because, you know, science. And so we put that in there, and then that finishes this edge off. Now we're gonna go over here and I'll show you starters, okay? Now, I wrote a little poem, and it kind of, I'm not good at poems, I just want to point that out first. It goes like this. Roses are red, violence is blue, violence is also red, violets are purple. I mean, I really just started off with the disclosure of I'm not good with poetry. So if you're a girl and you're like, I wish John would write me a poem, good luck. Because first of all, I don't think girls even like me. Freaking ugly. So if I ever do get a girlfriend, I'm never getting her eyes checked, because this is what I'm afraid is gonna happen. She's gonna be like this. Yeah, so I got my eyes checked, and I thought that you were just like a lumpy blob, blurry lumpy blob, because that's what I saw. But then when I got my eyes fixed, I assumed that you weren't, but then you were. You're just like a lumpy, blurry blob. And I'm like, well, that's not very nice. And so that's why I'm hoping to find a blind girl, because maybe she'll actually like me for who I am, my personality. So that's starters, and then from there we get finishers. Judah, you got anything on your heart?
I don't know. Probably a couple arteries, you know.
A couple arteries, yeah, veins.
Yeah, some blood.
Yeah, maybe some ribs.
Yeah, maybe.
So earlier, Judah and I were going through Home Depot where you park your cars, and I was like, Judah, I just want you to know, I'm going through a lot right now because of the parking lot. Judah's like, you're a dum-dum. So anyway, this is how you lay floor. As you can tell, you pretty much got to be a rocket surgeon to make this work. So there's starters, and there's the main full ones, and then there's finishers. You just, if you got a tape measure, then you can cut stuff to the right size, and then, as if by magic, moments later, you have a floor laid. All right, love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your project, whatever it is you do on a Saturday. Oh, hey there.
Hey, what's up?
So, it's been about
It's been like 27 minutes?
28 minutes.
Going on 28 now.
Pretty close to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And as you can clearly tell, the floor's in. Now, if you guys have been following along with me and doing your own floor as you were watching this video, then you probably haven't even cut the carpet up yet. But once you get to this point, you're like, 6 years later or whatever, you're like, I finally laid the floor. Then you're probably like very proud of yourself. You're like, and I'm done. And you're not done.
Yeah.
Because why?
Still got to put the floor or baseboards.
We got to put in baseboards and transitions, right? Because look, that's unacceptable. I don't know what kind of monster does stuff like that, but we're not monsters, are we?
No, no doubt. Well, sometimes.
Well,
you know?
that's fair. So, have you practiced the art of not having to say the last word?
I haven't. I haven't been able to master it.
It's something that a lot of people have not mastered, right? It's like when I think the weather this year is like a woman.
Yeah.
And she leaves, and then she slams the door and stuff, and you're like, oh, she's gone for good now.
Right.
She comes back and she goes, and one more thing. Right?
She always has the last word.
She has to, right? You're over here like, you already won. I
Yep.
mean, can you let it go? Can you just relax your hatred muscle for a minute?
Right.
And she's all like, nah. You got anything on your heart?
Well, you know, I was actually thinking it would probably take like 14, 15 minutes.
So you're a
I'm
little
kind of a little bit disappointed, but you know, I'm gonna refrain from writing a review on Angie's List.
Yeah. 0 stars, would not
Yeah,
recommend.
yeah. It took 28 minutes, way too long.
This guy.
Yeah.
I blinked and got coffee. And he was
4 trips to Home Depot in 28 minutes. That's it could be quicker.
Well, speaking of Home Depot, we're going to go there and we're going to get some lunch.
All right, there you go.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Oh, hey there. So,
All right.
it's been moments, and we got the baseboards in, and we got the thresholds in. Now, we've got stuff to weight it down because there's liquid nails there, but underneath that is magic. Also, we talked the baseboards and that.
Trade secrets.
Do you love it?
I do. Yes, it's excellent. Thank you very much. I think John's work was very excellent at a very affordable price. Highly recommend him for any home remodels. He underbid the next competitor by a large portion.
Roughly $1 million.
Roughly $1 million, yeah. It was actually rounded up to like 1.1 million.
Right.
So
he was going to do it in about 3 years, and I was like,
Yeah.
I can do it in about 3 hours.
Yeah, he was like 1.1 million. John was like $5, and I was like, I don't know.
I feel
I was like, I'm gonna have to go with the $5, so I gave him 10.
Cut
though.
some corners. I'm like,
Yeah.
cut every one of these corners.
Exactly, yeah.
Every one of them.
Corner cutting some gun.
So now there's people that are like, I feel like I'm too old to do a new thing, right?
Sure.
I don't want to go to college because when I get out of college, I'll be 30 or I'll be 40 or whatever in the world, right?
Sure.
They're like, I don't want to start a new trade because I'm this deep into this thing, and like, what if I turn whatever age, right? And there's
Sure.
always some excuse. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'd like to say,
How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. Do you feel like if all of a sudden today you're like, I want to come up with a new idea, I'm inspired by this, that you'd be like, I mean, by the time I get going, it'll be 32, and I don't even know. Or would you just go do it?
I think I'd just go do it because you're only going to get older.
Bro, the time will pass either way.
Yeah, time will pass, and you're only going to get older, so you might as well do it. And if you mess it up, then you mess it up. But at least you did it.
What?
Yeah,
It's all going to burn in the end
right.
anyway.
But at least when you die, you know that you tried everything you wanted to try.
And then you're like this.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's probably too much metal for right now. I'll just put that away.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. I don't think there's
Leave it
no
out?
such thing as too much
I'll
metal.
leave it out there.
Yeah. Secret weapon.
Too much metal. I'm going to.
By the way, John's an excellent singer. If you need any singers for parties, I would definitely recommend him.
It's so true.
Yeah,
I think
he goes anywhere from Sinatra to Van Halen and Motley Crue.
To Cannibal Corpse to Alanis Morissette.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah. Whitney Houston.
whatever you want. All right, love you guys. See you on the next one. Bye.